start now.
So do you still want me to do it?
No. Just otherwise, we'll start. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear us. And welcome to Data and Computer Science Information Session. So my name is Jin, and this is Dr. Wei Liu we are both from Computer Science and Software Engineering Department. Today we'll be going over both data and computer science aspects of degrees and how it's structured, some of the job prospects and what kind of things you'll be learning to achieve those. Okay, so let's get started. First, I would like to acknowledge of the country. The University of Western Australia acknowledges that its campus is situated on Noongar land, and that Noongar people remains the spiritual and cultural custodians of their land and continue to practice their values, language, beliefs, and knowledge. So we'll start with computer science. What do you think computer science is? Are we making computers, making them smaller, making them faster? Well, all of those are part of computer science, but it's actually much bigger than that. So computer science really ranges from all the theoretic backgrounds to make the computers work, all the way to using them to make our life more efficient every day. So this includes search engines to smartphones. The way you're looking at us right now all involves a lot of different computer science theories and technologies behind. So it plays a role in developing new computing technologies in companies such as Google or Microsoft that affects our daily lives in modern society quite significantly. So hopefully that's a very good motivation to dig into computer science. And how do you get started? Well, the requirement to join our computer science major at UWA starts with 80 minimum ATAR. And by gaining this entry, you will go through a 3 years full-time degree. And you may also know that UWA is the first in WA for computer science based on our latest world ranks. So you can expect that not only you learn the basics of computer science information background, but also you get to experience some of our key researchers doing some of the state-of-the-art research work. This includes artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, language processing, computer visions, algorithms, and so much more. Okay? So hopefully this is quite straightforward. So let me give you some bit more background on why study computer science at UWA. So we have a lot of resources that includes infrastructure and people to help you get through and learn the knowledge that you need in order to get into this industry. So computer science courses equips you with practical and theoretical expertise to develop effective and efficient analysis, visualization, interpretation, and technological skills. But in addition to that, we have a lot of different events, courses as part of the degree that engages with the industry, involves in various workshops, hackathons, and even compete in national and international competitions. So you will have access to some of the state-of-the-art facilities, including robotics and automation labs, not to mention some of the other key infrastructures, but we'll introduce them as we go along. And also, if you want to explore more than computer science, there's also a good choice of second major options, and some of the popular ones include engineering, and physics. Okay. So often students ask, okay, after I finish my degree, what's next for me, right? So what industry looks for in a graduate, that's what we try to prepare you for. And when you try to find a job and get into this industry, a lot of people will not only look for your grades, but also test your skills and knowledge in order to get into the job environment. So what we want to develop is not just the technical skills, but in addition to that, we want to build your strong communication skills, professional reasonability, ethics, interpersonal relationships, teamwork, and time management. And we have a variety of different activities during our degree to incorporate those learning outcomes. So as a computer science graduate, you have multiple career pathways. So it includes a software developer, system administrator, web developer, game developer, and the list actually goes on. And to be honest, the software developer part is actually, it groups a lot of different jobs all together. So if you go to the Seek or any other job advertising places, you look up the proportion of jobs that are related to software engineering is actually probably the top group that involves asking you to be a software engineer. So in terms of job prospects, you have a lot of options. Even after you graduate 3 years later, we will still be in demand in that aspect. So next we have data science. Wei, would you like to?
Yeah, I can go
Yes.
over data science. Data science is about discovering knowledge from data. So you probably have heard of big data, and you might have been using and creating data all the time. And data comes in multiple formats. So you might have uploaded video and have seen video channels, and you've created loads of images. So all these images and videos and text that you created every day becomes invaluable resources for people, for us, to develop knowledge or discover knowledge from it. So data is invaluable resource. So we call it the data resources. The data resources can be utilized only if you grasp the data science techniques, the statistical techniques, the visualization techniques, the data mining techniques, and machine learning and AI. You will be able to actually extract those knowledge from the enormous amount of data. So we call this as looking for a needle in a haystack. So the data is your haystack, the needle is the knowledge that you want to discover. So data science try to unearth value and meaning from lots of data to help business and organizations across the globe. So what we say here is that every industry has a digital twin. So the digital twins is basically the revolutionary force to enable the transformation of Industry 4.0. So with data science, you need to have a slightly lower math, so math applications ATAR, but we recommend you to have math methods in your high school. So the higher math is always going to get you a long way. And the minimum ATAR for this data science major at UWA is 80, and it's a three-year full-time study. And we have lots of cooperates that participating in our data science or giving advice to our data science program, like EY, Rio Tinto, Google, Woodside, BHP, just to name a few. So why study data science at UWA? Firstly, UWA has lots of excellent researchers in data science. We have a very strong computer vision group dealing with all the visual data. We have a very strong natural language group dealing with the textual data, and a very strong sensor group dealing with time sequence data. So there are lots of different research projects offered in collaboration with industry. So we collaborate very widely across WA and also internationally with real-world data sets ready for you to analyze, ready for you to extract the knowledge and making the knowledge actionable to make a real change in the industry and organization. So the other thing that we have is very exciting is that we have a very strong student cohort and they're very active. We have the Data Science Club, the Student Data Science Club, which won the Best New Student Club last year through the Guild. So you have a very active student cohort organizing industry nights, organizing study marathons, and organizing all kinds of activities to make the best of your UWA study. So what industry look for in a graduate? So very strong statistical data science analytical skills. On top of that, we also need you to have good communication skills. So we build you the communication skills so you can talk about data and do something called data storytelling. So you're telling a story from your data so that your stakeholders and your counterparts will understand and making sense of all of the massive data we have. There are lots of employment opportunities out there. Data science has been dubbed as the most sexist job in the 21st century. That's back in 2012, and it's still going very strong. In the data science, you could become a marketing and advertising data analyst. You can have pricing, you can become a pricing or financial analyst. Basically, data science is very flexible in terms of coupling with other disciplines. So it can couple with medicine, couple with population health, couple with business, and couple with engineering. So you will be a very in demand asset in the future if you study data science. Okay, so I move to Jane to talk about cybersecurity.
Okay. So we also have a new exciting program starting from next year at UWA, which is a cybersecurity major. Okay. So firstly, what is cybersecurity? You probably heard a lot about cybersecurity as a key phrase of the terms. Often people think it is about somebody getting hacked, and that is partially true, but cybersecurity is a bit larger than that. And since we became more reliant on digital infrastructures, cybersecurity is becoming a highly concerned issue for everyone nowadays. So cybersecurity is the study of techniques to provide assured operations in the context of adversaries. The practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks, and highly interdisciplinary field of study involving data, software components, and many other aspects there. So it's not just knowing about what kind of things that might get exploited, but also about proactively defending our systems, analyzing it, evaluate, compare, and see how it might affect different individuals and entities. Cybersecurity major also has very similar requirements to the data science and computer science. In your 12 subject requirements, it includes math methods or math applications with an additional math units taken in the first year. Also, the ATA requirement is 80 minimum, and this is a 3 years full-time study. So why would you study cybersecurity at UWA? Well, as you can see from here, there are various reasons to do so. Firstly, UW has world-leading cybersecurity specialists involved in many different areas of research, collaborating with industry, policy groups, with governments. So at UWA, we have cybersecurity experts not only in the faculty of engineering and mathematical sciences, but also in commerce, law, and other disciplines that we work together to create a cyber secure environment rather than just cyber skills and technologies. Our specialist degree is unique in incorporating elements of philosophy, political, and other social science aspects, which is critical for security practitioners to understand and to factor into their practice. This means you're not only capable of doing technical stuff, but you also understand how cybersecurity can affect and be regulated in the corporations, governments, and any organization that you might end up working with. It also involves developing practical skills through internships, research projects with industry, or get involved in the ethical hacking group. So we have a lot of events outside the degree activities where students can be involved to develop further skills in cybersecurity. We do have, for example, we had a couple of students working at the cabinet premier at WA office, and they had a really positive feedback about our students' experience. The recently established Defense Research Center at UWA is also another reason that you will want to pursue cybersecurity studies at UWA. Which will expand in its collaborations and research with staff across the university. So what can you do with a cybersecurity major degree? Well, similar with the computer science and data science, the option is quite broad, and especially when the cybersecurity specialists are becoming highly in demand. So this includes information security analyst, computer forensic analyst, security software engineer, chief information security officer, anything that you see a keyword with cybersecurity or security coupled with software or engineering, then those are all suitable job prospects for you with the degree. So there are a few different undergraduate pathways after you finish your bachelor's degree, majoring in computer science, data science, or cybersecurity. So our process was 80 ATA requirement for all those three majors, which you gain an entry to our bachelor's degree. And when you finish, I'm skipping the slides. Okay. I'll come back to the other one. So when you finish your major in bachelor's degree, then you have an option from here. You can either move on to the master's. We have 3 well-established master's programs, including Master of Data Science, Master of Information Technology, as well as Master of Professional Engineering. But in addition to that, we also have advanced bachelor's degree. We will talk about this briefly a little bit later, but this also includes AI, international cybersecurity, and computing and data science as an advanced degree. So let's go back to the sample study plan. So if you do decide to do Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Data Science, or Cybersecurity, this is kind of a study plan that will look like for your first 3 years. So this is an example for a major in data science with a second major in computer science. So obviously you can combine those however you like as well. So you can see in the first year, we have a data science specific major, including computational thinking with Python, statistics for science, relational database management systems, and you have a mixture of computer science second major along the whole 3 years. But in addition to that, you have a number of broadening and elective units, which allows you to upskill some of the other aspects of skill sets that you are able to build, things like teamwork, communications, ethics, and many others. Okay. So now we will talk about Bachelor of Advanced Computer Science
Yes. Okay, so it's with my great pleasure to introduce this new program to you. We have a Bachelor of Advanced Computer Science with built-in honors here. So you will see that this is a 4-year degree. The course has a designed honors program in there, so certainly it has a research component, and you have the choice of artificial intelligence, computing and data science, and international cybersecurity. So you could choose from any of the 3 majors here. So we will talk about topics such as mobile data, cloud computing, and most importantly, to artificial intelligence. And then we also build you strong skills in advanced software development. And the degree also gives you the tools and technique to embrace technical challenges and devise innovative solutions to transform the way we live. So effectively, you have the idea, you have the skills and ability to learn new things on your own, and allows you to carry on with a lifelong study ability. So with the Advanced Computer Science AEWA, we require a mathematics ATAR and a higher minimum ATAR of 92. So this is designed for people who are really keen to make a change to the world, and they know exactly what they want to do. So this is a 4-year full-time degree. So you'll be working alongside industry partners and inspiring researchers, and also high-achieving fellow students. That will give you lots of hands-on experience and connections with your future employers, and working on real-world projects. And you also develop key personal communication, problem-solving skills. So alongside the honors program, we put a very strong effort on developing scientific communication skills, both verbally and also your writing skills. And it does have a lot of efforts and teaching and learning in the project-based skill set as well. So your skills will give you the ability to join and engage in almost any industry and workplace setting. And your specialist knowledge in AI, international cybersecurity, or data science will actually set you apart as an expert in this growing field. So as I talked to you before, we talked about Industry 4.0, we talked about the digital twins, and we talk about AI in industry. So you'll be a very important asset in those workforce to help with the exciting transformation. The last slide is about eZone EWA student hub tours. So details in there. This is an exciting new study area, new networking area. So make sure that you register online and then have a look through this exciting new development at EWA Engineering School. Faculty of Engineering and Mathematics.
So yeah, that concludes our presentation. I hope we provided you with some information that you're looking for. But if you have further questions, please join our discussion forums.
Drop-in sessions.
Drop-in sessions, yeah. And there will be other academics and staff members who will be able to answer your questions. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, there's a separate recording on the Bachelor of Advanced Computer Science degree, so you probably could have a look at there for more information on each major. Thank you so much for your attention, and looking forward to having you in UWA in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.